Good evening, my dear students. So in this particular module, let's talk about logic. This module will come in two parts. During the first part, I will introduce logical statements and truth tables. So when I say logic, you might ask, what do I mean? So this is the study of how to critically think about statements to decide whether they are true or false. Yun ang mission natin in this topic. Kapag binigyan ka ng logical statement, dapat maisip mo kung ito ba ay true or false. Okay? Actually, we always do it in real life. Let me give you an example. Bill Gates has a yacht. How do we verify this? So maybe if you have an onlooker, di ba? Or maybe if you watch a documentary of Bill Gates' life, or maybe if it was reported in the news, di ba? Na meron palang yacht si Bill Gates. So that would make the statement true. The number 10 is a prime number. So if you Google it, or if you look at a reliable math book, you can confirm, di ba, the truth of this statement. Ateneo Eagles lost the game. Well, for example, you watch the game in television or in the stadium. So you can know if this one is true or false. Siyempre, yung kabaliktaran ng isang statement, nakadepende yung truth nun doon sa truth ng original statement. What do I mean? Ateneo Eagles lost the game. Ang kabaliktaran nun, they won the game, of course. So if the first one is already true, that they lost the game, the negation statements or the opposite statement cannot be true. Diba? If they lost the game, that means hindi sila nanalo. They didn't won the game. Or they didn't win the game. The second one, the number 10 is a prime number. If this is true, the second one should be false, diba? Kasi ang kabaliktaran ng prime is composite. We will talk more about negation statement later. There are also conditional statement. Ibig sabihin yung truth or falsity ng isang statement ay nakadepende sa isang condition. So for example, sabi dito, kung umuulan daw, hindi siya pupunta doon sa basketball game. So ibig sabihin, for this to be true, hindi siya pupunta, dapat maging true din to, umuulan. But if it is not raining, ibig sabihin, this blue statement is false. Ito ay maging false na din. Diba? I am now going to the basketball game. So the truth of the statement depends on another. The truth of the statement also depends on how it is written, how it is expressed. For example, the first one, if it is raining, then there are clouds in the sky. That's true, diba? Kasi rain comes from clouds, so definitely there should be clouds in the sky kung umuulan. But the second one and the third one are not always true. If there are clouds in the sky, it is raining. Again, kung meron daw ulap sa sky, umuulan daw. Pero there are sunny days naman, di ba? During sunny days, there are also clouds. That doesn't mean na umuulan na. The second one is the same. If it is not raining, then there are not clouds in the sky. Siyempre, ang ulap di naman lang lumalabas kapag umuulan, di ba? During sunny days, there are also clouds in the sky. The fourth one is correct. It's always true. This is a true statement. If there are not clouds in the sky, then it is not raining. So, kung walang ulap, hindi magkakaroon ng ulan. Diba? If the first statement is true, you can be sure that the second statement is not going to be true as well. If there are not clouds in the sky, then it is not raining. So, syempre, kung walang ulap, hindi uulan. Diba? Here, we will also encounter arguments. All cats are mammals and a tiger is a cat. So, tiger is a mammal. So, this one is a deductive statement, argument. because you started from a general, diba, idea that all cats are mammals. And then you were able to conclude that tiger is a mammal. So we will introduce a technique in order to determine if an argument is valid or invalid. Later on, you will be taught how to create a truth table. Basically, kapag gumagawa ka ng truth table, nililista mo lahat ng possible outcomes ng um, isang statement. So, for example, if you upload that picture to Facebook, you'll lose your job. Okay? So, what are the possible outcomes, possible combinations? In-upload mo yung picture, but you were able to keep your job. Kahit na in-upload mo yung picture. So, that means yung kaibigan mo na nagsabi nito is lying. Di ba? Kasi you were able to keep your job. The second one, you upload the picture and you lose your job. Totoo pala yung sinabi ng kaibigan mo. You don't upload the picture, you keep your job. Dito sinunod mo yung advice ng kaibigan mo. The fourth one, you don't upload the picture and lose your job. This is an invalid one. Kasi you didn't, why were you terminated from your work? You didn't upload the picture, that particular picture. Okay? So I just want you to see how it is related or in real life. Okay? Or how it is anchored in real life. The mathematics of logic. So let's talk about objectives. The first objective of this topic is for you to be able to write statements in symbolic form and vice versa. The second statement, determine the truth value of a compound statement by constructing a truth table. The third one, identify if switching network is open or closed using truth table. This is an application and we will discuss this next week. As well as the fourth one, validate arguments using truth tables. Let's start with this one. State it. In this one, you will be given with sentences and then you will determine if that sentence is a command or a request, an opinion, a question, or a statement. If it is a statement, identify if it is true or false, or you can't be sure if it is true or false at the moment. Is the test today? Oh, definitely that's a question. Go get the newspaper. For example, your father said this. This is a command or a request. This is a nice car. It's definitely not a request or a question. It is an opinion. Okay? It's biased, no? Kasi each one of us will have different opinion on that particular car, kung ano man yung car na pinag-uusapan. Maybe some will say that it's nice, but others won't think the same. Ibig kong sabihin, this sentence cannot be validated if it is true or false. So, it's not a statement, it's an opinion. Denver is the capital of Colorado. So, even though you don't know your geography, we can still verify this using a map, diba? So, this is a statement. Florida is a state in the United States. Again, we can verify this. So, this is a statement. The word dog has 4 letters. It doesn't. It only has 3 letters. But we know that, diba? We were educated how to count letters. So, this one is false. We were able to verify that it's false, so therefore it's a statement. X plus 1 equals 5. What about this equation? Definitely not a question, definitely not a command or a request. It's called an open statement. Kasi it depends on the value of X para maging totoo siya or maging false. Okay? So, if this is 4, now this is a true statement. If this is 3, now this is a false statement. So, it remains open kung true ba siya or false. During the time na hindi pa natin binibigyan ng value yung X. But this is a statement. 7,055 is a large number. Is this an opinion or a statement? This is a statement, or rather, this is an opinion because you use a bias word, large number. Or maybe for some people, hindi pa malaki yung 7,000. Di ba? So we can't verify if it's true or false. 4 plus 5 equals 8 is an equation that's a statement as well, but it's a false one. The next one, in the year 2024, the President of the United States will be a woman. So right now, we don't know yet, diba? If it's going to be true. But during 2024, or I think 2025 should be the correct year, we can verify if the President is a woman. So this is still a statement, even though it's only a prediction as of the moment. But there will come a time that we can prove if it is true or false. So it's a statement. So let's give a proper definition for statement. Statement is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both true and false. So as I have said during the beginning, in this topic we will verify. We have to give a result kung siya ba ay true or false, yung binigay sa ating statement. Compound statements. Ito yung kapag-complicate sa atin, di ba? Kasi some statements are actually composed of two statements or more. Connecting statements with words and phrases such as and, or, not, if, then, and if and only if creates a compound statement. So, di ba, pag gumamit ka ng and, you are actually joining two sentences together. So, that's a compound statement. For instance, I will attend the meeting or I will go to the school. This is composed of two sentences or statements rather, di ba? The first being, I will attend the meeting. The second one, I will go to school. Using the word or, using that connective, or you were able to join them. So now you have a compound statement. Another one, the principal will attend the class on Tuesday or Wednesday. Composed of two statements, namely the first one, the principal will attend the class on Tuesday, and the second one, the principal will attend the class on Wednesday. Okay. Okay. Let's determine the two sentences, or I should say statements, in the compound statement, as well as determine their connectives that was used. First one, some birds can swim and some fish can fly. So obviously this is the first one, this is the second one, this is your connective. A triangle is an acute triangle if and only if it has three acute angles. So this one is a bit more complicated. Which one is the first statement? This one is the first statement. A triangle is an acute triangle. And the second one, it has three acute angles. Your connective is if and only if. Next one, if this is Saturday, then tomorrow is Sunday. This is your first statement. This is Saturday. This is the second one. These are your connectives. How about this? How do you read this? 5 plus 2 is greater than or equal to 6. This one, greater than or equal to 6. Okay, so that's also a compound statement. Okay, next one, translation. Okay, now we have to we're going to give our compound statements symbols, or we will turn them into symbolic statements so that we can perform or construct a truth table about them. So for example, these are your original statements. Not P and Q, P or Q. If P, then Q. P if and only if Q. So what am I saying? So for example, this one. Instead of saying this is Saturday, we will use a variable P. And instead of saying tomorrow is Sunday, we will use a variable Q. Excuse me. Yung nakita nyo kanina, if P, then Q. Okay? So these are the connectives that were used. Not, and, or, if and then, if and only if. So how do you construct this into, or how do you turn it into symbolic form? If you have a negation statement yung tawag kapag may not, ito yung gagamitin mo na simple. If conjunction or and, yung connective, ganito siya. Like a letter A, and. If disjunction or yung ginamit mo, ito yung gagamitin mo. If then, arrow. If and only if, double-headed arrow. If and then, that's a conditional statement. If and only if, biconditional. Okay, so for example, you have this compound statement. The principal will attend the class on Tuesday or Wednesday. So if we assign this as P and this one as Q, ang connective natin ay OR. So it's a disjunction statement actually. So paano mo siya gagawing symbolic? Like this. Some birds can swim and some fish can fly, and so they should appear. Yung P mo yung first statement, Q is your second. If this is Sunday, then tomorrow is, or if this is Saturday, then tomorrow is Sunday. If then, conditional, you use an arrow. If P, then Q. Okay, in this activity, translate mo yung compound statement into symbolic one. So you're given with 4 statements, P, Q, S, and R. Please write it in symbolic form. This one. Today is Friday. That's P. You write P. And it is raining. It is raining is Q. And you use the symbol. If it is not raining, this is a negation of Q. Diba? Kabaliktaran. So what's the symbol for negation? This one. Q. And you use the symbol. I'm going to a movie. That's R. So this is your symbolic form. I'm going to the basketball game. Ang S, that's S, pero yung kabaliktaran niya, a negation. Kasi sabi dito, not. This one, going. So, this one, or, ibig sabihin, this is a disjunction between the negation of S and R. I'm going to a movie. I'm going to a movie. If it is raining, then I'm not going to the basketball game. So, if then. So, an arrow should appear. It is raining, Q. I'm not going to the basketball game. That's S. The same. Not the negation. This one naman. You're given with 4 statements, and then you're given with a symbolic statement. You will transform the symbolic statement into mm, words. So you have Q and P. Q and P. So the game will be shown on CBS and played in Atlanta. Okay, you will no longer repeat this one. The game will be shown on CBS and played in, rather, Atlanta. You have this. If and only if, and then negation of P. So what's S? The Dodgers are favored to win. If and only if the game will not be played in Atlanta. You have a negation. So, dapat baliktarin mo tong P. Negation of R, and then conjunction, and then S. Conjunction between the negation of R and S. R is the game will not be shown on ESPN. The opposite of that is it will be shown on ESPN. And what's S? The Dodgers are favored to win. Okay. I'll see you on the next one.